What is going on, everyone? When you are the Houston Texans and you are general manager Nick Caserio, your main focus should be turning this Houston Texans team into a championship roster. The window to win is right now. You have CJ Stroud at the beginning of his rookie deal. Bring as much talent as you can until you have to make CJ the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Take advantage of this rookie deal. Now, the Houston Texans have all the ammo they need to make splashes. They're going to potentially have $90 million in free agency, and they still have their first, second, and third round pick if they wanted to make a trade. Now, when it comes to trading, the Houston Texans should be taking a look at A.J. Brown, wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, obviously, A.J. Brown comes with some baggage, but there is no question that this guy might be the best wide receiver in the NFL, coming off of a 106 reception season, 1,456 yards, 7 touchdowns, broke a record, the most consecutive games in a row with over 120 plus receiving yards. A.J. Brown is that type of guy. He is a legit wide receiver one. And imagine the type of damage him and CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell could do next year. You are potentially talking about one of the best air raid offenses in the NFL. Now, of course, we're going to have to talk about everything with A.J. Brown, but should the Houston Texans make this trade? Let me know in the comments down below. Welcome, everyone, to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And if you guys are new here to the channel, I'm trying to hit 10K subscribers by the end of the year. Please help me get there, and thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Now, when you look at A.J. Brown's Instagram, there's no football pictures. There's no Philadelphia Eagles pictures. Definitely looks like he himself believes he will be on another team next year. And when you look at his season, as insane and as special as it was, it tells a story. Now, like I said, A.J. Brown had an all-pro season, 106 receptions, 1,456 yards, 7 touchdowns, and look at this insane run. And during this run, there was no question who was the number one wide receiver. It was A.J. Brown. They also were talking about him potentially getting MVP consideration alongside of Tyreek Hill. How much damage those two were doing at the wide receiver position at that point of the season was insane. But 131 yards, 175 yards, 127 yards, 131 yards, 137 yards, 130. An insane run, broke a record for the most consecutive games in a row with 120 plus receiving yards. A.J. Brown, still 26 years old, in the prime of his career. Think about that type of production on the Houston Texans. You already have a game-changing quarterback in CJ Stroud who's willing to take shots, who shows he is not afraid of any NFL defense, and you are giving him arguably one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. That will be insane. But like I said, when you look at his season, it tells a story. Because after that insane run, he only has about one 100-yard performance in the last 8-9 games of the season. Now, this was when a lot of people were wondering where the Philadelphia Eagles fraudulent. That came out to be true. Yes, they were. The entire offense took a dip of production. You saw Philadelphia players themselves frustrated. It wasn't just A.J. Brown. It was Devontae Smith as well. Here is a tweet from Jeff Kerr, someone who covers the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown has just one catch of 25 plus air yards over the last 8 games. He's only been targeted on such throws 8 times. Another one from Jeff Kerr. A.J. Brown has gone 5 straight games without a receiving touchdown, the longest streak of his career. Now, here's where you will see why someone like A.J. Brown will get frustrated. When you look at the beginning of the season and you see that insane stretch where, and I think he broke an NFL record, the most consecutive games in a row with 120 plus receiving yards. If I'm AJ Brown and I see the type of production that I'm getting in the second half of the season, when we're supposed to be making a playoff push, when we're supposed to be fighting for the top seed in the NFC, I will be frustrated. Now with AJ Brown, he is willing to show his frustrations on the sideline. We've seen him argue with his coaching staff. We've seen him argue with Jalen Hurts, who was supposed to be his best friend. Now, this is where you will have some concerns if you are a Houston Texans fan who wants to trade for A.J. Brown. Are you willing to bring someone like that to the Houston Texans? Now, the Houston Texans, they're young, they're babies. There is a young culture being built here. And are you putting that at risk when you bring someone in like A.J. Brown? This is from Philadelphia Eagles Central. A.J. Brown's recent frustrations with the Eagles is reportedly directed towards the coaching staff, a few teammates tell the Philly Inquirer. A.J. Brown's fury with the team's performance is seemingly not rare amongst the players, and accordingly to the Philly Inquirer, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni is aware that he has a fractured locker room. Some people believe that A.J. Brown's openness to his dissatisfaction with the team is partly the reason for the Eagles' locker room crisis. According to one veteran, anytime you have bad body language from a leader like that, other guys see it and it's not good. And then last, they put, are the Eagles falling apart at the seams? It definitely sounds like they painted A.J. Brown as the reason why the Eagles are falling apart. Now, we have to be aware that this is the Philadelphia media. They are an animal in their own right. And A.J. Brown went in front of the cameras and he said, no matter what I say, you guys are going to turn it and spin it around. And A.J. Brown sounds like he is done with the Philadelphia media. That's why he refused after some victories to not talk to them. He also posted that video of Kevin Durant saying, I just want to play basketball. I just want to play basketball. And it sounds like there is going to be a departure with A.J. Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, when you are the Houston Texans, you have the assets to go out there and do that. But first, let's answer the question, are you willing to bring someone like A.J. Brown to this young Houston Texans team and this young Houston Texans culture? My answer is if they do, and shout out to Harley for putting this in my mind, there has to be a conversation between DeMeco Ryans and A.J. Brown. Because obviously they're going to bring up and show videos of him crying on the sideline and being upset. And DeMeco's going to say, that's not going to fly here. And A.J. Brown is going to have to realize that DeMeco Ryans is not Nick Sirianni. This is DeMeco's Ryan team. There is a reason why everyone calls him captain. If DeMeco Ryans comes out in a press conference and says, I 100% believe in A.J. Brown, he has my 100% confidence, and we have an understanding that A.J. Brown is going to come in here and try to be a leader because that's what he's going to be given. He's going to be given a C on his chest because he's that type of superstar player. I mean, if you get the DeMeco Ryans approval, it is all systems go. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's have the #1 offense in the NFL. And let's not only win one ring, but let's win multiple. Because when you get a player like A.J. Brown, the sky is the limit. This is a guy you bring in and get you to championships, to get you to the promised land. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you would do if you were the Houston Texans. Would you trade for A.J. Brown? Would you take on the contract? What would you give up to him? If they ask for a second round, I'm more than willing to give up a second round for A.J. Brown. But exciting times when you get to talk about potentially adding a legit superstar to this Houston Texans team. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. For more Houston Texans content, y'all follow me for more. Go H-Town. Have a very blessed day.